You get back to your room, open your banking app, and the balance is $2,000 lower than it should be. Some standalone machine on Jalan Legian, you can't even remember which one now, had a skimmer inside the card slot, and your card was cloned before the cash came out. This happens to travelers in Bali every week on the same few streets. There are 4 things that prevent it, and one of them takes about 3 seconds at the machine. Start with where you put the card in. That is where most of the damage begins. Most travelers think Bali ATMs are a fee problem. They are not. They are a location problem. The wrong machine on the wrong street costs you your whole account. The right machine, 200 meters away, costs you about $2 and goes home with you forgotten. Pick the box on the wall correctly, and almost every other risk in this video disappears on its own. So the question is not how much an ATM charges. It is which ATM you walked up to in the first place. The mental model most people arrive with is that an ATM is an ATM. A machine on a wall, a card slot, a screen, same everywhere. In Bali, that model is the thing that hurts you. Here is the real picture. There are 2 completely different categories of machine sharing the same shape. One is a bank branch ATM, bolted to the wall of an actual BCA, BNI, BRI, or Mandiri branch, watched by cameras, serviced by staff who walk past it all day. The other is a standalone box on a tourist strip, sitting in a little glass booth on Jalan Legian, or outside a mini-mart on Monkey Forest Road, or on the Berawa Strip in Canggu. Nobody owns the second kind in any meaningful sense. Nobody notices when somebody spends 20 minutes opening the card slot at 3 in the morning. The tourism police and the financial regulator here have been issuing warnings about those exact strips for years. The machines look identical. They are not 4 moves. Do all 4 every time, and the whole problem goes away. Move 1. Only use ATMs physically attached to a bank branch. BCA, BNI, BRI, or Mandiri. The machine has to be bolted to the wall of a real branch of that bank, not sitting in a booth on a tourist street, not tucked inside a mini-mart. Bali has plenty of these in Kuta, Seminyak, Canggu, Ubud, Sanur, and Nusa Dua, and the arrivals area at the airport has them too. Skip this one, and you are rolling the dice on a skimmer. That is the $2,000 morning from the start of this video. Move 2. The second the screen asks whether you want to be charged in your home currency or in Indonesian rupiahs, pick rupiahs every time. The home currency option is called dynamic currency conversion, and the exchange rate the machine offers is far worse than the one your own bank will give you. The button to refuse it is sometimes labeled clearly, sometimes hidden under Continue without conversion. Find it. Skip this and you quietly pay an extra 5 to 7% on the whole withdrawal. Move 3. Withdraw the maximum the machine will give you and do it once. Most bank branch ATMs here let you pull 2 to 3 million rupiahs a transaction. That's roughly 130 to 200 US. Some BCA and Mandiri machines in premium spots go up to 5 or 6 million. The operator fee is roughly 25 to 35,000 rupiahs per withdrawal, about $1.50 to $2.20. You pay it once, whether you take out $50 or $200. One quick note, Mandiri raised their foreign card fee to around 50,000 rupiahs in early 2026. If you see that number on a Mandiri screen, cancel and walk to a BCA or BNI instead. They're usually on the same block. Move 4. Before you put your card in, look at the card slot. Wiggle it with your finger. If anything moves, anything is loose, anything looks glued on top of the original plastic, walk away. Then, when you punch in your PIN, cover the keypad with your other hand. There are small cameras and there is heat signature reading. The cover defeats both in about 3 seconds. And if the machine eats your card, do not re-enter your PIN. Do not let anyone help you get it back. Walk away, call your bank, freeze the card from the app. That is the trap people fall into trying to retrieve a swallowed card. 2 background things that make all 4 moves easier. Carry 2 cards from 2 different networks. one Visa, one MasterCard, and keep them in different pockets. And use a card that doesn't charge you for using it overseas. Wise, Revolut, Charles Schwab, N26, Monzo, Starling all do this. Turn on transaction alerts in the app so you see any withdrawal the second it happens. That is the whole thing. Bank branch ATM, pick rupees, big single withdrawal, check the slot, and cover the keypad. She lands at Ngururai at 11 at night and takes out 2.5 million rupees from a BCA machine in the arrivals hall. Easy, well lit, done. 2 days later in Ubud, she's running low, and she's standing on Monkey Forest Road in front of a standalone ATM with nobody around it. She does the polite no, turns and walks the 4 minutes to the BCA branch she passed on the way in. Card slot first. She gives it a wiggle. Solid. Card goes in. The screen offers her the home currency option. She declines it and picks rupees. The keypad cover move goes in next, left hand over the right while she taps the pin. She asks for 3 million. The machine gives her 2. That branch caps lower than she hoped. Fine. 1 fee, 1 withdrawal, done. On the way out, a guy near the door offers to help her with a problem on the screen. There is no problem on the screen. She smiles, says no thanks, keeps walking. The bank branch rule and the no help rule are the same rule wearing 2 hats. Both of them say the only people touching your transaction are you and the machine. One small thing worth knowing while you're here. The licensed money changers, the OJK licensed ones, names like Bali Money Changer, Central Kuta, Dirgahayu Valuta Prima, will sometimes give you a better total on a US dollar to rupiah swap than an ATM does once all the fees are added up. Counterintuitive, but it's true. If you happen to be carrying clean US dollars, it's worth a price check before you withdraw. 4 phrases, none of them long. Tarik tunai. It means withdraw cash. You'll see it on the first screen of every ATM here. That's the button you want. Pilih rupiah. Choose rupiah. This is the language version of the move I told you to make on the home currency screen. If the screen is in Indonesian instead of English, that's the option you tap. Mesin ATM Cabang Bank. A bank branch ATM. Useful when you're asking your hotel where the nearest one is. Say that phrase, and they'll point you to the right kind, not the booth on the corner. Mesin ATM Mini Market. The Mini Mart ATM. The kind you're asking your hotel how to avoid. Knowing the phrase is mostly so you can rule it out when somebody helpfully points one out to you. Here is the version you screenshot. Use only bank branch ATMs. BCA, BNI, BRI. Skip Mandiri if the fee shows 50,000. Wiggle the card slot before inserting. Always pick rupiahs, never home currency. Cover the keypad while entering your PIN. Withdraw the maximum, once. Carry 2 cards on 2 networks. If the machine eats your card, walk away and call your bank. That is the whole video on one screen. You now know how to walk up to an ATM in Bali, pull the cash you came for, and walk away with the same bank balance you should have. No skimmer morning, no quiet 5% bleed, no fee stack from 6 small withdrawals. Bali is generous to travelers who pay attention at the small moments, and quietly expensive to the ones who don't. The ATM is one of those small moments. One last thing. You saw in this video how much easier the screens get when you recognize even a few Indonesian words. Tarik tunai, pilih rupiah, cabang bank. I made a whole video on the best ways to pick up enough Bahasa Indonesia to handle moments like this, including a lazy method most travelers have never heard of. There's a card appearing on the right of the screen now. Tap that and it'll take you straight there.